HuffPost Live Tech Game Changers, powered by Verizon.
Welcome to HuffPost Live's Tech Game Changers. I'm Mike Sachs. Today we have the founder of Tumblr, David Karp, and Avner Ronen, the founder of Boxee, as well as you guys, our community. And these conversations about technology game changers are powered by Verizon. For those who aren't on it, for those who haven't stumbled across it, or maybe have and don't quite know about it, tell us about it.
Tumblr is a community of 75 million creators who reach an audience of 150 million people all over the world. So, our focus is building these tools to help creators express themselves, to make some of their best work out there. And that's the thing that gets us out of bed early, is that so much of the most interesting stuff today is being created in this network. So our drive is to just give them more and more tools to make more stuff.
Now tell us about Boxee. Tell us what it is, why people should use it, what actually the whole experience is like.
Boxee is a software company, and we actually make a device, which is kind of weird for a software company. But we make a small box that people connect to their TV, and then they can get the broadcast channels, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, PBS, those channels, together with Netflix and YouTube and Pandora and Spotify and HuffPost Live, and bring together the old and the new in one interface. And for some people, that's the only thing they need, and for others, it's complementary to an existing set-top box from their cable company or satellite company.
Yeah, but how do you guys really perceive yourselves as disruptors in your fields?
Tumblr, I don't think it's disruption so much for us as it was this kind of big void, this wide open kind of landscape in technology today where some of my favorite companies, Apple and Adobe, had for so long been kind of pioneering whole new tools for creativity. They were giving us new canvases to paint on, new colors to paint with. And I don't see the new generation of technology companies really doing that. And I see Tumblr kind of following in that legacy or that lineage, and it's something that I'm just really excited about, to take a stab at empowering creators to make stuff that they couldn't make otherwise.
We're definitely considered disruptors in the TV market, which it's a challenge because when you're a disruptor, there's somebody being disrupted, and in some cases, even being the new way to consume television, you need to work with the incumbents. So I think what we've learned over the years is, while we're disrupting and trying to help consumers change the way they watch television and get television, we need to also tell a story of how does that make life better for the people that are currently producing content, distributing content, licensing content, and how does it work into the ecosystem in a way that is, it's a bit disruptive, but also generates value. And I think that's where we're focusing a lot of attention right now. So we're definitely disruptors, but trying to also be friendlies.
This is Christine Fryer, and Christine's our Huffington Post associate comedy editor, and she is Drink Your Juice on Tumblr. We have Con Peretti, the social media editor at Univision, and we have Jake Fogelnest, a comedian and a power Tumblr user. And man, I was a fan of yours back on Squirt TV, when it was public access, and then when it went to MTV, in Wet Hot American Summer. I follow pretty much everything you do, so I'm really excited to have you here. Have you guys cut your cable cord?
I'm dying to. I'm afraid to. I feel like I'm of a certain generation. It's like, well, what if I miss something that happens live? And that's just stupid. I am actually resentful of paying my cable bill every month. It's like the one check that I'm like furious to write. It's like, also because Time Warner Cable's the worst. But I have more. Checks. I've more and more been watching things on, my PlayStation or the iPhone or all that stuff. Like, I'm dying to get rid of cable.
I work for Univision News, which is an English project from Univision, the Spanish language network. And when we launched, like a year and a half ago, it was sort of like a very small project, and they didn't want us publishing their content on their platform yet. So we turned to Tumblr. And what started being a problem at the beginning was actually an advantage, because we discovered this new audience that we had no idea was there. And there are so many stories that I could share, but one that I love is this one teenager that told us that we helped him come out to his parents because we were covering gay Latinos, and it was something that was not being covered by the network, the television network. And it's a brand that his parents recognized. And so it was easier for him to just come out and say, look, I'm not the only one. There's other gay Latinos out there.
I work at HuffPost right now in the comedy vertical, but prior to that, my career path was completely different. I went to school for creative writing, so like poetry, stuff that like doesn't translate into media at all, and was doing a lot of like behind the scenes, like making brochures for corporations type stuff. And the only reason I'm able to work online is because of the network of people I met through my blog. I graduated from school, didn't have a job, and was just writing humor stuff on Tumblr. The people who read my Tumblr saw it and were like, would you want to move to New York and write for us? And I said, yeah. And now, 2 years later, I'm doing that on an even bigger scale. And I still keep my blog going, though, because there's that experience there of being able to share like a thought or a goofy thing that you see in your day, and having that like network of people that are going to know exactly why that's funny, or like pick up on the joke, I guess.